want to say peace, love, and respect. Okay, today analysis. Today analysis. Okay, Egypt versus Senegal, the African Cup of Nations. Who is going to win? This is my analysis. All right, from since I have been watching the Afcon, and to this stage, Egypt versus Senegal. Okay, who is going to win? My point of view. Everything I see Senegal are playing and everything I have learned from the Egypt team when it comes to the African Cup of Nations. All right, Egypt are playing with a very technical ways that letting them to reach to this point. So this game today, Egypt versus Senegal, it's gonna be a high determined game in a point wherein Senegal have to be careful. How Senegal have to be careful? Senegal have to be careful to see that they play like an Africans. They play with physicality, they play with force, they play with endurance. Non-stop running after Egypt. Egypt, they defeat Ivory Coast. Because of what? Because they play with a very technical ways. All right, and they know how the physicality of these brothers they are. So they are using more logic, to see that they break them through. So the same thing goes to Senegal today. Senegal today have to play with physicality, endurance, 90 minutes non-stop. Because Mamouche is very technical. Salah is very skillful. He's the most skillful player in this tournament. So they know how to push the attack to break through. But with physicality, 90 minutes non-stop running after these people, Senegal will only qualify with this kind of logic. But if Senegal said they're going to play the technical way Ivory Coast apply, they will not succeed to play with Egypt. Because Egypt is well built up when it comes to defense, when it comes to their midfield. That's why you always see a tight defense and midfield for Egypt. So they know they have a skillful attack who can break through at any time. The same thing goes to Senegal. They have one of the most physical fitted attackers, okay, from Njai to Mane to the rest. So Senegal today have to use their midfield to be very hard. 90 minutes, they are not going to stop. That is my take for the Egypt-Senegal. If Senegal play any liliness with Egypt, Senegal going to lose the game. Senegal going to lose to Egypt. That is obvious. Senegal have to play with physicality. Senegal have to play to make sure that, they're able to knock Egypt. 90 minutes non-stop running, 90 minutes non-stop applying physicality, not to kick players, not to elbow players, because at this stage it's competition, it's not league. So when you kick players at this stage, you definitely get your card. All right. So Senegal have to be careful with that, and the elbow, they have to be careful with it, because anything let you apply some of those kind of approach, you will definitely get card. So that one is for Senegal, Egypt today. But Senegal have to really be careful. The way Ivory Coast play, they want to play edge to edge with team that is already built their own way, and you monitoring their way for you to play against them. No, you have to apply your own skill, match that skill to what they are doing. All right, for them to become humble to us. But if you play to the skill of these people, you will lose, because they have a lot of technique players like Mahmoud, Salah, and the rest. So today, Senegal, Egypt, if Senegal play hard, with force, with energy, non-stop running, they will succeed. But if they play like the way Ivory Coast play, they're gonna lose to Egypt. Let me predict. If Senegal play physicality, they're gonna win. But if Senegal play to that point, the way I see Ivory Coast play, they will not succeed. They will lose the game. So if that be the case, Egypt gonna defeat Senegal 1-0. Because when Egypt score, they will still remain defense high standard. But if Senegal score, they don't have to stop because Egypt have an attack that can always turn up. So Senegal have to play hard, have to run after them 90 minutes. They have a good immune system. So this Egyptian team, they know that. They know the physicality of these other African countries, all right? The same thing go to Morocco, Nigeria today. But that analysis will be very hard